Just over a month ago, on February 24th, Woodcreek and Bella Vista opened the season against each other at Woodcreek High School in Roseville. The end result was a 15-11 Bronco win, but the Broncos jumped out to a big 10-1 win, 10-1 lead in that game, and then Woodcreek kind of roared back after some younger players got a chance to play a little bit for the Broncos. To date, that is the only game in which Bella Vista has given up double-digit goals, and it also ties for the closest margin of victory with the undefeated Broncos that they have experienced this year, 4 points. They also beat Whitney by 4 on the road. Well, the Broncos have a key matchup against Vista del Lago tomorrow night. The game this evening is also a tough one on their schedule. Other than Vista, this could be one of the toughest teams the Broncos face this year. Led by number 18, Addie Strong, whose last name describes her overall game, but especially her defense. BV, despite the win earlier this season, could be in for one of its toughest tests. Strong had 5 goals against the Broncos, will be headed to Radford University in Virginia to continue her lacrosse career next year. For the Broncos, they are led by the 1-2 scoring punch of Julia Thomas and Regan Silvers. The two have combined for 59 goals this season. Thomas has 32 of those to lead the Sac Joaquin section. Silvers just logged goals 100, 101, 102, 103, and 104 for her career in last week's win over Oakmont. But the key tonight could be the draw circle. BV won that in the season opener, and the only other team to beat Woodcreek this year, Vista del Lago, also dominated the draw circle. If the Broncos can continue in that direction, this could be a good night. It is the Broncos and the Timberwolves women's high school lacrosse, live and exclusive right here on BV Live Sports. Hello, everybody. George Tharrelson, Aaron Keogh. Welcome to Bella Vista Lacrosse here on YouTube as we get set to watch the girls take on Woodcreek, and that kind of a wild game that they played at the start of the season this year.
Yeah, it was the first game of the season, so there's a lot of anticipation on what's going to happen and how everybody's going to play. And the game started out, BV was in control, and you thought, okay, hey, this is great. And then all of a sudden, Woodcreek started to come back. And I don't know that sitting in the stands that you ever felt like the game was going to go Woodcreek's way, but they certainly were making it interesting and keeping the Broncos on the edge of their seat. So really excited about tonight and see what improvements have been made and, what happens here at home.
When we look at the stats and find out information about certain players, it is interesting. We mentioned in the opening remarks about Addie Strong. We'll give you her number 18. Which is a big number in the Keogh household.
It is,
yeah. But number 18 on Woodcreek, she'll be number 18 in red. That is certainly someone to look to watch for. It's interesting. They have a bio for her, and it is on. And I'm looking at my notes so that I get this right. IWLCA.com, Intercollegiate Women's Lacrosse Coaches Association. She wrote a first-person bio for that website. One of the things that she talks about is how she plays defense for her club team, but she plays midfield and defensive midfield for Woodcreek, and she really loves to disrupt offenses. And you look at Bella Vista with Regan and with Julia, and of course Danny Janeway and others that can score goals. Lauren Wan's been very impressive this year. Of course, Paige Hackman is the one that makes it all happen in the draw circle and also distributing and scoring on her own. She's going to want to disrupt all of them.
Yeah, that's a tall task for one person, but she certainly gave the Broncos a lot to handle. As you mentioned, she had 5 goals in that opening game, and as essentially a defender, had 5 goals. So definitely somebody that the Broncos are going to have to keep their eye on. It'll be interesting to see how they come out tonight, if they come out in a zone defense to try and deal with Addie as she advances into the upper field, or if they go into a man coverage to try to handle that. And for her, she's going to have to pick who she wants to disrupt, right? Because there's just so many, as you mentioned, there's so many offensive weapons the Broncos have.
A player like her, I would imagine that if she were on a boys' team, she'd have one of the long sticks.
Yes, I think so. She would definitely have a long stick, yeah.
That would be interesting, certainly. Let's talk about Bella Vista. We saw Regan Silvers score goal number 100 last week. As a junior, we saw Mateo Polanco score number 100 as a senior last year. Matthew Bunny's was put on hold. We'll probably see
He's
it on
close.
Monday.
We're going to see it. Yeah, that's right.
Hopefully on Monday. Julia Thomas is a sophomore and has 90 career goals. A huge night tonight. She could do it tonight. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen Friday. Bella Vista girls are playing all 3 nights, tonight, tomorrow, and Friday. And so by the end of the week, Julia could be at 100 goals.
I mean, I would say the odds are good that in this 3-game home stretch for the Broncos in consecutive days that she's going to get goal 100 too. And just how impressive is that as a sophomore? And, it's not even a situation, George, where she dominates the offense. She does, but as you mentioned, Regan's a scorer, Paige is a scorer, Danny's a scorer, Presley Rocker-Hooper's score. I mean, there's Lauren Wand. There's so many offensive weapons that the Broncos have. To me, that makes it even more impressive that she's already at that number.
Julia Thomas, by the way, had 6 goals against Woodcreek in the opener. We mentioned Addie Strong's 5. So Julia with 6, and Regan, she had 4 in that opener against Woodcreek. So between the two of them, 10 goals were scored. So what's going to transpire tonight? Really, really looking forward to seeing what is going to happen as we will be getting this one underway in about 3 minutes. The teams are going through their pregame rituals where the referees are checking everybody out, and then they're running out onto the field and cheering each other. So the Broncos, looks like they have a little bit of a larger roster, and so it's taking a little bit more time for Bella Vista to get this done than it was for Woodcreek. And so they are introducing the players for Woodcreek and for Bella Vista. Just taking a quick look. We mentioned that the Broncos, they have had 2 wins this year by 4 goals, which was their closest margin of victory. Only one other game have they had a differential of single digits, and that was our opener when we saw them play against Christian Brothers. That was a 7-goal deficit. Everything else has been by double digits and by at least 12 points.
Yeah, and I think tonight really the key for Bella Vista is they've got to come out hot and they've got to come out quickly and score and get on the board and establish a lead and then maintain that throughout the game. So much of sport, especially high school sport, is momentum. If Woodcreek, especially if Addie Strong gets going and you get 2, 3, 4 goals behind, it's hard to come back. We saw that with the boys game on Monday night. I mean, Vista built that lead, and even though Bella Vista came back, it was just too big of a lead to overcome.
It was too big of a lead. That is and that will happen. Exactly. You're right. The same circumstance. So the Broncos have Woodcreek tonight, and that is the focus. Certainly, there is a big one looming tomorrow. That's Vista Del Lago,
yep.
and that was supposed to be played on the 12th, but the rain forced a postponement. So we get that one tomorrow. And then West Park will be here on Friday. So just a lot of fun with a lot of ladies lacrosse over the next 3 nights, and we get to be here for all of it. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah, and I think the schedule really couldn't – I know the Vista game is a reschedule, but this really couldn't be more favorable, I think, for Bella Vista, because tonight's a really tough matchup. Tomorrow will be a tougher matchup. Friday a little bit easier, and so always good to kind of fine-tune some of the skills in a game like this and really – work on effective passing, running plays, really effective, solid defense, etc.
So Woodcreek, they last played on Monday. Bella Vista has not played since last Wednesday. So a little bit of a break, which probably needed, especially with the way the schedule is going this year.
Yes.
And there you see a look at the records for these 2 teams. 6-2, Woodcreek having lost to Bella Vista and to Vista Del Lago. So they only lose to teams with Vista in their name.
Apparently, that's their Achilles heel, apparently.
And then the Broncos, of course, 8-0 and 6-0. Big one here tonight. So looking forward to all the fun as the teams are getting ready to take the field here. The clock, you hear the siren, and the clock has counted down, so we're about ready to get this one underway.
Looks like Elsie Ballard's going to be in goal to start for the Broncos tonight.
And we were checking Brooklyn Hama, number 52, the starting goalie for...
They've switched it.
Oh, it looks like they have switched it. Faye Lopez is the senior We saw Brooklyn Hama warming up beforehand, but she's on the bench. So it is Faye Lopez, number 55, that will get the start.
That's a late switch because you're right. I mean, Brooklyn warmed up the whole time.
Unless they warm up the backup so that
I guess
the starter can go. So players are lined up. Paige Hackman is set at the draw circle. And again, draws were key in the earlier matchup. We're going to get this one underway. And that is pretty much how it works for Bella Vista as Paige tips it back and Regan Silvers picks it up. So here comes Silvers. Looking for goal number 105. She's right in there, dispossessed of the ball. And that one's going to go out of bounds, and that's a turnover.
Danny was trying to get to it and just couldn't. That's Olivia Silva was trying to get to it and just couldn't quite get her cross under that ball.
So Woodcreek, that's Rylan Harris to bring it in. Immediate whistle, but of course that's just the foul. You got to keep going, girls lacrosse. It looks like that's Addie Strong on Paige Hackman. Hackman staying with her every step of the way. Strong gets in front, looks out in front, and the ball deflected away. Broncos have it. Here's loose ball, that's going to go out of bounds. A couple of...
that was Casey Mosier with the ball. She got smacked on the arm, and there was no foul called there. I'm not quite sure what that was about. The referee's right there.
Looks like Bella Vista to keep possession. So maybe that was the call.
That could have been. Maybe it was a foul call. Yeah.
Here comes Julia. You got to know where she is at all times. Good defense on the part of Woodcreek early on. A couple of times that they've been able to knock the ball out. Lauren Wan from the X. Wan circles her way around, closed off, looking to pass. Able to keep control. Presley Rocker Hooper behind the net now. Hooper once again. Making her move. Looking for help. Now comes out in front. She's been known to score a few. Works off a screen from Hackman. Nice defense. Well, they blow the whistle. That's Natalie Sabonik that got her stick-to-stick contact, but they say she made contact with the body as well. So Presley Rocker Hooper from the 12-meter line. You don't always see people shoot here from the deeper line. Sometimes they'll step in and pass the ball. Got Regan Silvers on her left. Stops. Now here's Silvers. Silvers steps in front. She's got a good look. It looks like Lopez equal to the task. Loose ball going towards the sideline. Silvers trying to chase it down. Can't get there. This goes over to Woodcreek. We're about 3 minutes into the ball game. And no score yet.
Oh, Danny Janeway just got smacked in the head. Goggles almost completely removed. Readjusts herself, and that should be a yellow card.
Yeah, the yellow card is out. So that means that Mace Corbridge will come out. Let's see if we can pick this up. They give us a call here. Okay, so they didn't couldn't really pick it up, but in any case, she will come out. And in boys lacrosse, there's the 30-second, the 1 minute, the 2 minute, the real egregious 3 minute. I'm not sure how it works with the girls, whether it's just a 2 minute.
Yeah, it's a 2 minute non-releasable penalty, and it was the right call because, like I said, Danny's goggles almost came off her head. And then she gets hit again. Is going to get an 8-meter shot here.
And it's Regan Silvers that's going to take the shot. She's lined up. Oh, no, it is Danway. She takes the shot, and she scores.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I had a line on Regan Silvers had the stick in the air. It looked like she
had
the ball. But no, that's Danny Janeway You're right. She's the one that took the shot. She's the one that should take the shot.
Well,
right?
and that here, I mean, mistakes, right? And girls lacrosse is a rough game, not as rough as the boys, but I think a lot rougher than people give it credit for. And, number 15 for Woodcreek and that non-releasable penalty, down a player, they give up a goal, and she still can't come back in the game for probably another minute 30 here. So that's where those mistakes come in.
So Georgia Varon is the center person for Woodcreek to take the draw against Paige Hackman. Broncos won the first one. This one controlled by Kate Hooper. Hooper would have been able to keep going if she'd been able to keep the possession, but they slow it up. Here now they try to get in front to Presley Rocker. Hooper can't connect, and that one's going to go out of bounds and over to Woodcreek.
Penalty over, so Mace Corbridge back in the game, full strength for both teams. As they've trapped the goalie out here a little bit, Bella Vista, she's out of the crease.
And the ball is loose. It's going to be scooped up. We've got a whistle. Apparently it's still supposed to go, well.
Oh, no. Corbridge came out of the game. She came back in. That's what Coach Hackman's saying. She came in and she wasn't allowed in. She's back out now.
Oh, okay. So maybe the penalty isn't over yet.
No, I don't think it is. That makes sense. 2 minutes had not gone by, I didn't think. I mean, wasn't watching it closely, but.
So I don't know if there's further action taken here or if they.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit unfair to Bella Vista. I mean, they had trapped the goalie outside the crease. At the very least, I think Bella Vista ought to get possession, but I don't know how that works.
The referee is coming over. Looks like he's having a conversation with Coach Aaron Thomas. And he just made a signal with one finger, so maybe it's that she still has 1 minute. And that might have been the confusion. Maybe she thought it was only a 1 minute penalty. I don't know. Try to give the benefit of the doubt.
You do, but this is not like hockey where if the other team scores, you're back in.
Broncos triple teaming on the defense. The whistle, it'll stay with Woodcreek. So here come the Timberwolves. Natalie Sabonik. Sabonik on the move, weaving her way through some players. Bring it behind the net. Now back out. The Broncos take possession. Sadie Keogh. Keogh, a couple of goals the other night last time we were on the air. Going to take it all the way down to the X. Curl the crease, take a shot. That one goes a bit wide. Broncos will chase that one down. Silva. And Juan. Juan looking for Janeway. Janeway comes up with it. She's got a chance. Ooh, right off the leg, I think, of
Yeah,
Faye
it was
Lopez.
a great shot. Just nice little low angle, too.
It's like Woodcreek may have been closest to the ball when it went out of bounds, so they can bring it in here with the possession.
And now Woodcreek's back at full strength.
Lopez trapped behind the goal a bit again. This time is able to release the ball.
She's probably thankful Corbridge is out of the penalty area there because she has it, passes it off.
And speaking of Corbridge,
Yeah.
there. Broncos come up with a loose ball, unable to keep possession. So here comes Woodcreek again. Ruby Peck. Keep it going. Now they're actually going to do a restart here.
I mean,
Telling Julia to stand about 5 yards behind.
But Ruby has to move. She can't stand there. Like, yeah, there you go.
They actually stopped play.
Yeah, that's
Strong. Paige Hackman comes up with it.
nice deflection.
Hackman on the move, using those long strides.
Nice recovery.
Nice recovery. Here's Julia. Thomas on the move, out in front. She's going to wind up and score! Julia Thomas, number 91 for her career.
And now you're starting to see a little bit, not a cushion per se, but 2-goal lead. One of the things that I noticed and was going to bring up in the quarter break, and we can talk a little bit more about it then, but when Julia comes down in a normal play, they're triple and quadruple teaming her. So she's going to have to look for the open person. But in that scenario, Paige Hackman comes up, finds her open. Now she's not double, triple, quadruple teamed, can take the shot and score.
Paige Hackman actually comes off for a breather right now. Julia Thomas will take the face. And getting accolades from her coach, who also happens to be her dad.
Mm-hmm.
But Paige is the one that made that happen. That one comes forward, and Thomas actually picks it up. So the draw control and a ground ball for Julia Thomas. Looking for 92. She gets free.
That's going to be an 8-meter shot.
That is going to be an 8-meter shot as the ball was jarred loose, but they say it got a piece of her arm. So here comes Julia Thomas once again. We certainly hope that members of her family are watching. Here's Julia's shot. Scores!
92.
Her brother Joe was at the boys' game earlier. He's on spring break from college. And
hopefully he's here in attendance.
Sister Mariel, I know, has been watching as well in the past. And not sure if she's on spring break this week or next, but she may be dialing us up from San Luis Obispo. She goes to Cal Poly, Joe to Berkeley. Julia's probably going to get a 4-year ride somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
Julia taking the face off once again. The Broncos may have won every one of these so far. I'm still waiting to find out if it happens, if it goes their way.
Zia Martin with it.
It does. So the Broncos win that one as well. It took a little bit. And why is Zia Martin easy to spot?
The green shoes.
Green shoe power with the shot there.
Almost went in. Good deflection by Faye Lopez.
That will be Woodcreek ball. Under 3 minutes to go, opening quarter.
Bella Vista really frustrated Woodcreek on these fouls, and they're trying to go back off. And, the referee keeps stopping it finally so they can get going. But the reality is they're double and triple teaming. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, the referee disagrees, but.
Loose ball, Broncos control, or they did for a second. Now it's still loose. It's going to go out of bounds. It will stay with Bella Vista.
Julia's going to bring it in, number 30.
And here's Regan. Regan out front. And she's going to draw a shot from the 8-meter line. Waiting for the whistle. And on goal, she'll take the shot. Scores! Regan Silver's career goal number 105. And her first of the game.
And just like that, Broncos jump out 4-0. Still in the first quarter.
With 1:39 to go.
With 3 different scores, right, so far?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Janeway, 2 for Thomas and 1 for Regan.
So, again, I don't know that you would call it a balanced attack. Regan and Julia do the bulk of the scoring, but mixing it up definitely makes it hard to defend. Looks like Paige is back out for the draw.
Violation on the draw, I think.
Yeah. From the expression through the binoculars on Paige's face, I think she knew it right away.
So they're going to do it again. Broncos control this one. Here's Regan. Gets free again. Out in the open. Draws the foul once again.
The danger in this, if you're Woodcreek, is if you continue to have those fouls happen in the fan zone and you continue to give a Regan Silvers a shot from the 8-meter line, more often than not, those balls are going to go in because of the velocity that the ball will travel when she shoots.
Waiting the whistle. Silvers. Good defense that time by Woodcreek.
I think they're going to get another one. They're going to
Wow.
say she got hit in the leg. Well, I can't.
They were able to jar the ball loose. Is this one going to come from behind the net? Looks like we're going to start from behind the net.
Somebody swung at somebody's leg. I don't know who.
But Bella Vista is going to keep possession. At
Correct.
least that's how it looks right now.
Yeah, Regan still has the ball.
Back underway. Regan's right out in front. She'll score! Regan Silvers once again. And the Broncos now jump out to a 5-0 lead. Deja vu from the season opener?
Well, the hat trick for Silvers.
No, she's just got 2.
Oh, she only got 2? No. Oh,
Julia's
Julia
got
has
the
2.
two.
I
So
got him confused.
the next one of those 2 to score will get the
All
hat
right.
trick.
Well, if I just keep
They're
saying it,
probably
they'll-
both going to get one. Because if there's anything we've learned about both Regan Silvers and Julia Thomas is once they start scoring, they don't stop. This might be the first draw control for Woodcreek today.
I think you're right. Addie Strong with it.
Strong had 5 goals against Bella Vista in the opener. Immediately getting double and triple teamed as the first quarter comes to an end. So some good defense right there by Bella Vista. As we bring the first quarter to a close, the Broncos, all Broncos in that first quarter, and very, very impressive. So, thoughts?
Yeah. So a couple of thoughts. I mean, one, Bella Vista's winning right now because they're being more aggressive. I mean, like you said, that was the first draw that they had not won right at the end of the quarter. They've won all the draws. They, in some cases, have just kicked the ball, shoved the ball, done whatever they needed to do to get the ball. So the aggressive level that they are playing at right now is the difference in this game. I will say also I think that they're going to have to make some adjustments when they run offensive plays because Woodcreek wants to double and triple and quadruple at time teams like a Julia Thomas or a Regan Silvers. They're going to have to figure out ways to get the ball passed before that onslaught, if you will, of Timberwolves comes at them to keep the ball moving. If they can do that, I think they'll continue to roll.
Well, and certainly whatever they're doing right now is indeed working. They found Julia Thomas a couple of times with some great opportunities. The last goal that Regan Silvers scored, she just pretty much made that happen on her own. She took the restart from behind the net, worked her way around, weaved her way through traffic, and was right on the front doorstep, found the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like, hey, I'm going to try this from the 8-meter, and you're going to hit me. Okay, well, then I'll get it in another way. So, and I think those kind of one-time, shot opportunities is what's working really well. And so I don't know that you necessarily go away from that either. If that's how you can find, weakness in the defense, then exploit it by all means.
Want to remind you that it's a busy week for Bella Vista girls lacrosse as we will be back on the air tomorrow night as the Broncos will be taking on Vista del Lago, both teams undefeated in league play. Vista del Lago has actually lost a couple of games, one of which was by forfeit. And I'm not sure what led to that, but that's what the records say. And then one of those was on the field. Vista del Lago, with both the boys and the girls programs, frequently try to schedule games against teams from either out of the area or teams that are really quality opponents, higher level than them, because it really tests them and helps them prepare for the postseason. Bella Vista boys and girls are getting to that point too. And so next year's schedule could be kind of interesting when we look at the non-league.
Yeah, and I know people will say, oh, why do you have to travel to all these different places? Why can't you just play here local? Well, for exactly the reason that you highlighted. The better teams play the better competition. That's what makes them the better teams. So Bella Vista on both the boys and girls side, as you mentioned, looking to echo that, I think, in years to come.
All right, we're ready to get the second quarter underway. 12 minutes on the clock, and we will see what Bella Vista can do as they move left to right now across your video screen. Glad to have you along here on BV Live Sports. And looking forward to a lot of fun this week with the game. We talked about the game tomorrow night. It's going to be another girls' game on Friday right here at Bronco Stadium and on BV Live Sports against West Park. Another draw win. This is Sabonic. Sabonic immediately closed off, and now we'll back it out and reset the offense. Behind the net, now weaving her way around and being dispossessed. Looks like Olivia Lozano is going to get a shot from the 8-meter line. We'll see Ballard was tracking her, came out of the net, and she's going to try and get around and had a bit of an opening there. So here's a swinging shot, and she scores. Ballard looked back in the net to see that the ball was there, and a little bit of drama reaction on her part. But first goal of the game for Woodcreek, and that is Lozano that gets that one.
So deep breath here for the Broncos. You've given up 2 draws in a row. One right at the end of the quarter, you were able to keep a shot from getting off. Second one, gave up the foul within the fan, gave up the goal. So now you've got to get back to winning the draws. If you can control the draws, you can control the offense, you can control the game.
Ackman in the front, in the center circle once again. So far, and the draws was the big thing against Woodcreek before. Bella Vista has the advantage in the draws, but yes, Woodcreek has won the last now 3. Broncos need to do a little bit better on that. This is Varon. Right out in front. That one's a little too tall. Elsie Ballard picks it up. She'll float the pass out to Regan Silvers. Always a good choice.
Now the Broncos got to get their offense going.
And Silvers, a 360 there. Now she's met the outside. You can keep going here unless that's going to be a shot from the 12.
Referee's motioning for somebody to come over. Oh, yeah, stop the clock. Is that going to be a yellow card?
I didn't think that was worthy of a yellow card.
I didn't think so either, but
a collision between the two. They're coming over and they're talking.
So it's going to be a 12-meter shot. Well, it's a good thing it's not, because the person they were looking at was number 15, and that would have been a red card for her. So,
because that would, yeah, because she got the first one.
She got the first one, so that would have been her second yellow.
So Regan Silvers from the 12-meter line. And she's closed off there. Spins it back out, gets free. Still in control. Has help. Thomas. Thomas on the move. Regan is weaving her way in front, looking for an opportunity. Now Julia works off a screen, spins around, gets free again through the double team, and draws the foul. This will be an 8-meter shot.
Better position to score here. We would look for a shot attempt here, I think, from the corner.
Julia Thomas, a bit of an angle to the right. Practically one-on-one against Faye Lopez, waiting for the whistle. Thomas, she's going to actually back it out. Silvers can't control the ball. Addie Strong comes up with it. This will go Woodcreek's way.
Yeah, they're going to keep possession. Addie did a good job of keeping her.
The Broncos got a little too close to Faye Lopez there.
Yeah, Julie got a little over anxious there. She hit her in the crease, which you can't do.
Here's Sabonik. Lauren Wan with the defense. Sabonik. Looks like an 8-meter shot is forthcoming. Maybe back out at the 12. Let's see. The ball is at the 8. Oh, they're giving it to Bella Vista.
He had a yellow card in his hand, but he didn't show it. So
and then he put his arms out wide and gave the ball to Bella Vista. So maybe he just changed his mind.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
But here comes Paige Hackman. Hackman is closed off. Paige, by the way, had a goal.
Regan,
Woodcreek.
score.
And there's Regan Silvers again. There's the hat trick you were talking about. And that brings us to 6-1 Bella Vista with 8:01 to go in the second quarter. Sounds like we've got a timeout called.
Trying to find that penalty here, what that was. Oh, offsetting fouls.
Oh, when he puts his hands out?
That's offsetting fouls.
Offsetting fouls. All right.
So that's your false start in football and your defensive hold. The penalties offset, replay the down. I guess in this case, Bella Vista got possession out of all that.
I think there is an alternating possession rule in basketball when they decide.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
If there is any confusion on who should get the ball,
yep,
they have an alternating possession. So I think that's what the case was.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's Aaron Keogh. I'm George Tharlson. Happy to have you along here as we are in a timeout right now with just under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's all Bella Vista tonight. Regan Silvers with the hat trick. Julia Thomas on the doorstep of a hat trick. We'll see if somebody gets a sock trick or a triple hattie in this one.
That's right. That'd be great if they could, yeah.
Tell you what, if Julia can get the triple hattie, then that sets her up tomorrow for number 100.
For number 100, which would be great, yeah. Yeah, this has been it's been a good game. Bella Vista's done a good job. I like some of the adjustments they made coming out to start the second quarter after they gave up that goal to really kind of get their footing again. And even though they lost the subsequent draw, they did a really good job of dispossessing, getting the ball back. I like that Julia took the selfless route on that 8-meter shot, backed out, looked for somebody else that was open. Didn't quite work out the way they wanted, but, again, and we're allowed to look ahead because we're not playing. But if you're going to beat Vista tomorrow night, you're going to have to run plays. You're not going to be able to just kind of run around all over the place and hope for the best. You're going to have to actually execute and find holes. So I like that they are tuning up and fine-tuning some of that as well.
And asking you shall receive, Aaron. You mentioned Vista. And look
like
what's
magic
up on the screen. It is like magic.
Or maybe just a good fill-in producer tonight. I don't know.
Well, you're doing very well tonight. Marlo Mosier is our producer tonight, doing a great job. Shout out also to Charlie Keogh, working the
doing
main
the
game camera tonight, as that is our crew along with Aaron and myself. Vista Del Lago at Bella Vista tomorrow night. 7:05 is our start time for the broadcast. 7:15 the opening draw. And we're looking forward to that one, but we still have some business to attend to here as well.
Yep.
So we are definitely wanting to see how the rest of this one goes tonight also. And I just can't say enough how much of a blast it is to have BV Live Sports going and to be part of this program, both the boys and the girls. This
It's
is
just
just so much fun.
Well, it's been a spectacular year, you know, and the really good coaches out there will tell you that the wins and losses don't matter. And they don't when you realize the end goal is producing good young men and young women that turn into good, productive members of society, but it sure is a heck of a lot more fun when you're winning.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct.
More fun to call the games, etc. So Julia out to take the draw now. Paige getting a breather, maybe?
You know, it's got to be nice for Coach Hackman knowing that there is somebody that he can trust to take the draws. Paige Hackman, of course, is a senior, so need to make sure that there's someone to take over for her next year. And he'll have 2 more years of Julia Thomas. Regan Silvers with the underhanded pass from Julia Thomas.
Woodcreek read that very well. Good kudos to them on the defense on that.
So Julia just backs it back out, taking her time. Now on the move, she'll take a shot. Scores! Hat trick for Julia Thomas. So
Beautiful
we have between Julia and Regan, we have a sock trick.
That's right, between the two of them,
yes.
Yeah, hat trick for both. We're not even halfway through the second quarter yet, so.
7:19 to go.
Now, I mean, keep in mind, this is very similar to how the first game went. So what I'm interested to see is what improvements have each of these teams made, right? Woodcreek really came back in the second half. We still have quite a bit to play before we get there. But if I'm Coach Hackman and Coach Thomas, that's my main concern now is keeping the momentum.
By the way, just to keep doing the math, that is career goal number 93 for Julia Thomas. I think she went as high as 8 goals in a game last year. I'll have to double check my notes. I don't think we've seen anybody do more than that in either program.
Yeah.
Polanco got
8's a lot.
8 certainly is a lot. Here's Thomas. Janeway has a goal tonight. And closed off. Hooper. And was Janeway fouled beforehand? Or was Kate
Looks
fouled?
like, well, somebody's getting a card, I think.
Oy.
Because he's motioning for her to come, or maybe just to come stand behind. Yep, just to stand behind. Okay.
And Kate's going to take the shot.
So he tells Gabby McCarthy, you got to come back.
From the 12-meter line, Hooper will pass it off. Too tall for Juan. This one is going to roll out of bounds with 6:20 to go.
The goalie is really far out. Hey, Lopez.
Ruby Peck winds up on the ground. This is going to stay with Woodcreek. And Peck will restart. Double team Silva's there. 3 players now. And she's being chased by Thomas. Loose ball.
Oh,
They're going to call the whistle in the
I don't agree with
8-meter
that.
shot.
I don't agree with that at all. That was clean. And I know I'm not down on the field, but I was looking at it right through the binoculars. That was clean. 12-meter shot here for Ruby Peck.
Sends it in, and Elsie Ballard's right there.
Smart move by Elsie to get out of the crease, then run back into the crease, but pull all those defenders away.
This one's going to turn around and go back to Woodcreek. 4.5 to go. Varen, number 6. She's their draw specialist. Leah Klug, who's actually one of their top players. Had a couple of goals, I believe, against Bella Vista in the opener. She had 1 goal and 2 assists. And actually had not practiced much before that game because she was on the soccer team that made the playoffs.
Mia Hildebrand with the ball. Couldn't even get a yard before it just got hacked away. Yep. They have to give her room to start.
So they're making sure that that's done, and now we will restart. The equivalent of a full court press from Woodcreek, if you will. Woodcreek finally comes up with this. A collision. Gabby McCarthy, who was also on that playoff soccer team, she winds up on the ground. McCarthy, just a sophomore, played varsity lacrosse as a freshman and was an all-league selection in the Foothill Valley League, which no longer exists for lacrosse. This is Corbridge. She can keep going on the foul. Pass right out in front and right in the possession of Elsie Ballard.
Nice job to Elsie there. Read that all the way.
You can keep going. Broncos on the move. Janeway. Janeway gets free. Now right out in front, there's Paige Hackman. But did not go in. Lopez with a save, and Julia Thomas is going to get another opportunity. Hackman was a point-blank range right there.
Yeah, she was.
So under 2 minutes to go. Thomas will wait the whistle. Sets up. Julia Thomas. Oh!
Off the top bar.
Goalkeeper's best friend.
Well, it took a really favorable Woodcreek bounce there.
Here come the Timberwolves. And they score. So Woodcreek is on the board once again. And I'm checking to see, I believe that is you-know-who.
Addie Strong.
So that brings us to 7-2. Addie Strong, her first goal of the game. At 1:30 to go.
You know, that was a very favorable Woodcreek play set up by that shot from Julia. Hit the top bar and then bounced out almost to the 35-yard line of a football field and really caught the defense sleeping. Paige Martin did a great job trying to stay with her, but it was really just one-on-one with Addie and Paige. And, you know, I don't know that it's not really a blame. It's more just for the defense, got to be prepared when those things happen.
Hackman in the draw circle. And that was Leah Klug taking it this time for Woodcreek. This one is out of bounds, and that should go to Bella Vista.
It should.
So draw control for Bella Vista. They get the possession off of this. Hooper connects with Regan Silvers. With the whistle, Regan could have kept going, but then had the ball jarred loose, so she'll get to pick it up and Officials just telling her where it is she needs to start from. Silvers gets free. Thomas has, well, actually, Silvers winds up getting a shot there from the 8-meter line. Thomas and Silvers both with 3 tonight.
The clock stops because we're within 2 minutes before the half or the end of the game. If there's a foul occurs within the fan zone, that stops the clock. So 45 seconds here.
Silvers will pass it off. Janeway. Right out in front. Here's Hackman, and she scores!
Beautiful.
Paige Hackman. Nearly got one a few moments ago, but was turned away. This time,
Redemption.
she wasn't taking no for an answer.
That's right. Big, big goal with just about half a minute left before halftime.
Back to a 6-goal lead for the Broncos.
Which, when you've got the lead, right, if you can match it, okay, Woodcreek scores, you go back and score, you're back to the same deficit or winning spread.
This is Klug and Hackman again in the draw circle. And Hackman comes up with it. Zia Martin. Bella Vista will keep possession. This could be from
the 12, maybe?
12?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like this will come from the 12. Zia Martin lining up. She'll bounce a shot that's going to be picked up. And now here's Kate Hooper. Hooper gets a screen from Martin, but I think that's going to be, maybe that's the proverbial moving screen. The time's going to expire here in the second quarter. And we have now reached halftime. And an impressive start here for Bella Vista, impressive first half. 8 goals total, an average of 4 per quarter, although they got 5 in the first and 3 in the second. But,
sure,
you know, that's averages are averages.
Yep.
Julia Thomas and Regan Silvers each with 3. So the Broncos doing their job tonight.
Yeah, really, really, impressive. Looks good. They're, what I'm interested in are the little things. I saw Mia Hildebrand down around the goal was having a little bit of trouble getting the ball out. And, she kept getting some opportunities and couldn't figure out where to go. And she went to the veteran and Paige Martin, the senior on defense, steady as a rock, got it to her, and Paige was able to clear it, right? That's a little thing, but that makes a big difference. The passes on the offensive side where you could take the shot, but instead you pass it one more time and then take the shot and they scores. All those little things add up to the beauty of this team and how talented they are this year.
We want to direct your attention to what is happening on the field or here at halftime. The Bella Vista, it's Teachers Night here at Bella Vista, and so they are honoring teachers this evening. I'm not sure if they're coming down here or not, but let's see if we can catch the festivities here and see what is happening. We will check in with Chris Silvers.
Avid. Miss Stewart has put in 26 years at BV. She's our awesome AD and she teaches PE. Mrs. Graff with 24 years at BV and 31 years total teaching math. Miss Chrisman has given us 14 years at BV and 18 years total teaching health and PE. Now we have Ms. Jaramillo with 6 years at BV teaching anatomy and physiology. Ms. Yazoo has 14 years at BV, 20 total teaching IM2 and financial math. Mr. Maiolini has 15 years, a team favorite for sure, has 15 years at BV teaching AP macroeconomics and economics. He is in his 11th year as the social science department chair. Ms. Jenkins has been at BV for 15 years and teaches ceramics. Mr. Johnson has taught world history at BV for 2 years. Give me a drum roll for Mr. Sabato. He's taught music at BV for 2 years, 2.5 years. Mr. Chilcutt in his first year of teaching math at BV. Keep going, those numbers will add up. Ms. Eddington has taught media, glass art, advanced AP art studio, and at BV for 23 years, and she's a Bronco alum. Ms. Young, she signs the signs while she's doing her time at BV. She's teaching ASL for the last 7 years. Mr. Lane has taught history, anthropology, psychology for the last 14 years, and he's also the head coach of our wrestling team. And finally, Ms. Veronelli has given us 13 of the best years of her life teaching honors and AP biology and advising the Key Club. Thank you to all the teachers here tonight and all those watching on the live stream. We really appreciate what you do.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Appreciate you taking us through that, and a good chance to see some of the Bella Vista teachers get honored tonight here. And it's important that you honor your teachers. Usually it can be a thankless job at times, I think.
It can be, and this is something that the lacrosse team wanted to do this year, and it's a great idea because not only does it get the teachers to see some of their students in action in a sport that, quite frankly, a lot of people don't know anything about. I didn't know anything about it until a couple of years ago, but I also think it's good. It's good for building camaraderie, school spirit, whatever you want to call it at the school, to just know that, these are student athletes, and so what they do in the classroom is important. What they do outside the classroom is important.
And you may have noticed also, right after they finished, we got a shot of the Bella Vista team, and they were turned around looking back there as well, and you saw them clapping as well. So the teams was showing their appreciation for the teachers also. So that was really kind of fun. I like what Bella Vista does with the different theme nights. We see it with football. There's only 5 home games. It's like they're pretty much able to do one every single night. Of course, one of them's senior night, one of them's homecoming.
Right.
This year, of course, one of them was CASA, and that
was a big
event.
night. Right.
That's an event in and of itself. But then they have the breast cancer awareness. They have the opener, military appreciation. It is really kind of cool to see what Bella Vista does to kind of honor the teachers and honor other members of the community. Really want to be part of the Fair Oaks community, and I think that's really important.
No, it is. I mean, for anybody that happens to be watching on the live stream and, you go, I don't really know what lacrosse is about, come to a game. We've got very favorable weather tonight. I know that's not always the case, so sometimes live stream is the way to go. But, being a part of what's going on here at Bella Vista with a new administration, a new athletic director, new principal, is really contagious. When you have kids that go to school here like I do, you can sense it. You can feel it. Good things are building here. So come be a part of it.
All right, so we're about a minute and a half before we get the second half underway. What do you look for Bella Vista in the second half?
Well, I think that they've got overall, they're doing a really, really great job. So we don't want to take away from that, right? But I'm looking for opportunities to be better. And I think you got to watch Addie Strong. She got a goal. She almost had 2 because she had the draw at the end of the first quarter that they were able to stop. So really got to keep an eye on her. You've been doing a good job. Got to keep that going. And really at this point, you have to be willing to at least match for goals. So if Woodcreek does get a goal, then you got to go score, right? Because if you can do that, you can keep it the same. If they get on a roll, watch out, right? Because this is a very talented team, and we know that. So, even if you look at the last game when they played and said, okay, well, Addie had 5 goals and an assist, and she's got 1. Well, 4 more goals, and suddenly it's an 8-6 game, right? So I think that's what I would be looking for. And I think for the Broncos on offense, continue to pass the ball. Maybe when we played West Park earlier this year, had a little bit of trouble with the passing game, specifically right down around the net. Saw a couple errant passes tonight, so maybe work on cleaning that up a little bit too.
And one other key for Bella Vista, and it doesn't seem to be an issue tonight, but it's to be focused on the next 24 minutes, not what's happening in the next 24 hours.
Correct.
Correct. And that will be fun tomorrow night, but that's tomorrow night.
That's tomorrow night.
And tomorrow night is when Bella Vista takes on Vista del Lago here at Bronco Stadium. All right, so we're set to go. third quarter. Georgia Varon set to battle it out in the draw circle with Paige Hackman. This time they will go side by side. The ball sandwiched between the two nets of the players' lacrosse sticks. Whistle will blow, ball in the air. And Klug comes up with that one for Woodcreek. So Woodcreek, Bella Vista dominated the draws in the first quarter. Woodcreek a little bit better in the second quarter, and they come up with this one. McCarthy splits through a double team. She's out in front and draws the foul from the 5 meter or 8 meter line.
8 meter, yep. Both goalies remain in place. Faye Lopez for Woodcreek, Elsie Ballard for Bella Vista to start the second half.
And McCarthy will take the shot.
Not happy with where one of the Bella Vista defenders was.
And there's McCarthy, bounces it. Save, Elsie Ballard.
Somebody's got to get open for Bella Vista.
As they come right side.
But as long as Elsie's outside the crease, she can hold that as long as she wants. Finally passes it away.
Hildebrand. Keep going when you're fouled in girls play. Mia Hildebrand. Now Regan Silvers has Julia Thomas on her left. Silvers gets free, or gets defended, I should say. Juan had that one for a second. Loose ball. Looks like this one goes over to Woodcreek. Faye Lopez with the possession.
Nice attempt by Regan to break it up.
Pass comes to Sabonik. Out front looking for Varon, who couldn't find it. Ultimately, Elsie Ballard comes up with it. Lauren Wan back the other way for Bella Vista. End-to-end action right now. Big collision. And that's Corbridge that delivered the shot. And they pulled out the yellow card on her. That would be her second.
That should be a red.
Unless it's maybe unlike soccer, 2 yellows doesn't equal a red. They're coming over to the table, so let's take a look and see what happens. We'll see if maybe we can pick it up. So there's no announcement or anything.
If someone has my locker, try to run my locker so I can get it.
So she's in the penalty area. That is her second yellow. And the Broncos will get a shot or a possession to begin at the 12-meter line. Lauren Wan with Regan Silvers on her left as we will whistle this back in play. Wan goes wide. Ball is loose. Swept right over to Julia Thomas. Thomas out front. Hackman! Save Lopez. Ball is loose. Broncos could come up with this one. And they do control it. Looks like the Broncos keep possession here.
So, according to the rules of girls lacrosse, 2 yellow cards equal a red card.
Okay.
So I don't believe that number 15, Mace Corbridge, is going to be back in the game. But here comes another penalty.
Looks like we have another yellow here.
That's on Larissa Sandoval.
She comes over to the bench right now.
So Broncos up 2 players now.
2 up for Bella Vista. Here's Silva. Presley Rocker Hooper. On the X, here's Julia out front. Julia, underhanded shot. She scores! Julia Thomas, number 4 tonight, number 94 for her career. It's a 9-2 lead.
That was a great assist to get the ball up to her, and then she led those defenders along, and with the underhand shot right at the goalie's feet.
Just getting a chance to look at it again. Oh boy, she's something else.
And I think at the table now they're talking with the referee about number 15.
And now they're going to come over and talk to the coach.
So that's her second card. No, that's not what he said. Okay.
Maybe they rescinded one. That's a possibility.
Maybe. Mic'd up referees, please.
That would be
so nice.
Ball is in the air. Woodcreek poised to win another one. This is Klug. Klug, good defense by Bella Vista to close her off. Klug. Back behind the net. That's Strong. Strong with some defense from Paige Martin. Weaving away around. Ball deflected as Lozano tried the shot. Here come the Broncos.
Liv Silva.
Silva with the turquoise shoes. Hooper, Presley Rocker.
Oh, but this could work out to our favor. If that foul, it did before the shot. Nope. Yellow card for Presley.
Oh.
I think she hit the goalie.
Okay.
I think as she was shooting, she hit the goalie, and that's a yellow card, I think.
Just getting a look at it. It's hard to see.
I love this, though, and down on the field, Coach Hackman right over as close to the penalty box as you could be here, giving instruction on what she did, how to improve, how to make it better. No big deal. Sit out for 2 minutes, get back in. We're still even. Oh, no, now we're not. We're down a player.
The penalty is now expired. You know, it may very well be that Corbridge needed to stay in the box for the 2 minutes because they were down a player. And they had to stay down a player for the 2 minutes. And now that it's expired, she's on the bench and may not play the rest of the game now.
That could be.
Usually you would think maybe somebody else serves the penalty. Sabonik had an opportunity, but the ball fell behind her. Paige Hackman there to scoop it up. Another ground ball for Paige Hackman. Woodcreek back in possession. There's Addie Strong. She scores again. Second goal of the game for Addie Strong, her 7th against Bella Vista this year. .538 to go.
Well, and that was all set up again. That was kind of a fast break scenario where it was a bad pass. No, I think the pass was okay. It was a bad reception. And then next thing you know, Addie Strong with it, and into goal she goes.
And it's over on the sideline, but the Timberwolves pick it up.
Good defense. Paige Martin with the ground ball there.
And she picks it up. And back to Elsie Ballard. Under 5 minutes to go in the third. 6-goal lead for Bella Vista. They won by 4 at Woodcreek in the season opener. Ballard's just trying to get free. She's being hounded. Ballard still in possession. Gets to keep it, gets to bring it in. And now here's Julia. Julia with some running room. Right out in front, Kate Hooper with the shot. Lopez with the save. Klug has it. Klug being chased by Sadie Keogh. Now out in front, Sabonik scores.
The Broncos are really having trouble when Woodcreek gets on a fast break. They're really having trouble readjusting quickly enough. And that's all 4 goals they've given up tonight have basically been as a result of that. I think they gave up 1 8-meter shot early, maybe the first goal of the game. But the other 3 have all been on some sort of a fast break type thing.
This one is not over by any stretch of the imagination.
No. 5 goals is nothing in girls lacrosse. I mean, we've seen games this year where 20 goals have been scored by one team.
Broncos need an answer. So go Bella
Bronco.
Vista's way.
Yep.
A much needed win on the draw. Thomas will restart. Finds an opening. Paige Hackman. Hackman draws the shot from the 8. Why do I want to call it 5?
Well, we want to give them as much advantage as we can, George, so we just keep moving it up. No,
I did that in the first game, too. So Hackman will take this from the 8-meter line. Swinging shot, and that one goes wide.
Woodcreek gets it.
They had somebody camping out on the baseline there.
Should mention is Presley Rocker Hooper with the defense. She's back in the game after serving her 2-minute non-releasable penalty. Thomas
with the defense. It's called for the contact, so this goes the way of Woodcreek. Ruby Peck. Klug is right there. That one goes out of bounds.
I think Woodcreek thought that was going to go to them, and they didn't chase after it quite as much.
They kind of just escorted it out.
Uh-huh.
Here's Silva. Martin. Zia Martin. She's able to track that down. We're almost able to. Loose ball. Collision behind the net. Going Woodcreek's way. Timberwolves on the move. They're down by 5. They've scored the last 2 goals. Looking for Zaddy Strong. They had Klug right in the middle. Strong with it once again. Woodcreek probably feeling a little momentum right now. McCarthy. Klug and McCarthy playing. McCarthy up top. Well, McCarthy Thought about a shot there. Tried to get it inside, right out in front of the net.
Good defense here by the Broncos, knocking the ball back.
Still loose, and now the collision. This one's going to go to Woodcreek, but it comes all the way out to the football 35-yard line. But back in action, you don't stop. Right out in front.
Nice save.
And that's L.C. Ballard doing her thing.
I think Addie Strong was surprised that didn't go in.
Lily Grover was the one that took the shot, actually, and that was, she had 2 goals against BV.
Oh, okay. Well, I think Lily thought it was going in. Yeah. She kind of stood there.
And those 2 goals came in the opener between these 2 teams. Here's Julia Thomas. Silva. McCarthy now has a chance to pick this one up. Silva's right there as well. That one's going to go out of bounds and stay with Woodcreek.
Yeah, the referee is going to say that Olivia Silva kind of pushed her out, but
we're going to wind this one down and bring the third quarter to a close here at Bronco Stadium at Bella Vista High School. It is a 9-4 lead. Woodcreek outscoring Bella Vista 2-1 in that third quarter. We talked about how the Broncos averaged 4 goals a quarter in the first half, just the 1 in the third quarter. They do still have the 5-goal lead, but they need to kind of wake that offense up a little bit.
Yeah, it was not a good quarter for the Broncos. Really struggled with fast break type things on defense. We'll give a shout out to Paige Martin, who played excellent that quarter. Had a lot of balls she was able to get. That ball that got cleared out here at the end, that started from her dispossessing the ball and just using her cross to get it out. But overall, the fast break has really been a weak point for the Broncos. And then the draws. You know, I mean, in the first quarter, George, we won all the draws, and now it's 50-50 at best. So really got to clean that up here in the fourth quarter if they want to get back on the scoring train, as it were.
With the big lead, do you think some sights were maybe setting towards tomorrow?
Maybe a little bit, or just, complacency, I think. I mean, one big key difference between this game and when they played a month ago, by this point in the game, we had completely switched who was playing. We had different goalies in, different players in, different things. And so as the score got closer, you went, okay, but it's not your normal, typical starting 11, 12 girls that are out there. But in this game, this is all the starter folks. So that's a little bit more concerning for me. But let's see how they bounce back here in the fourth quarter and adjust.
All right, we're going to do that. 12 minutes on the clock, and it's or soon there will be 12 minutes on the clock. Right now the quarter clock is going to count down. And then we're going to get this one underway here in the third quarter, or fourth quarter, I should say, the final quarter here. Bella Vista looking to remain undefeated. Woodcreek very much in this game and giving Bella Vista all it can handle. Just want to let you know that earlier today, the JV team for Bella Vista, they took care of Woodcreek 11-4. Impressive JV win for the Lady Broncos. And now fourth quarter set to get underway.
Yeah, the JV team looked really impressive. Coach Carlin York leading them and did a really great job. The other thing we haven't talked about, but we should mention here, Woodcreek is, they realize that Bella Vista is undefeated, right? So they want to play spoiler.
Oh, right? Absolutely.
They may not have all the stats and statistics and things that you have up here on the board, but they certainly know the key one, which is Bella Vista has not lost. And if they can play spoiler tonight, they are going to do so.
Bella Vista is the only team in the Capital Valley Conference that has not lost. Vista Del Lago, who we will see tomorrow night, is undefeated in the league, and they're also playing tonight. But they have had 2 losses in non-league action this year since the time that they were actually supposed to play Bella Vista here on March 12th. Tomorrow's game is the makeup of that game that got washed out. Woodcreek wins the draw. That's Varon. And now over to Klug. Here comes Klug. Sabonik just scored a few moments ago. That one's jarred loose, and a foul is going to be called on Bella Vista. Looks like Sabonic's going to get the chance here, or no? It is Sabonic. She's got it. And another shot. This one's going to be at more of an angle. This one's out at the 12. Addie Strong. Hackman with the defense. Strong comes in, tries to find someone right out in front. Hackman. Sabonic picks it up. Broncos come up with it. That was Hildebrand that took a shot. Regan Silvers has time to pick that one up and is now on the move. On the restart, right out front, Julia Thomas is going to draw a shot from the 8-meter line.
Really need a goal here. 9.5 left in the game. Got to get some momentum going for the Broncos.
So put it in the possession of Julia Thomas. She'll take a shot and score!
It's like she heard us.
Indeed, number 5 tonight for Julia. It's a 10-4 game. Julia now at 95 for her career. She could set the mark tomorrow. And hope you join us tomorrow for a potential record-making game for Julia Thomas. A sophomore to hit 100 goals. Of course, she could still get 5 more tonight, too.
She could.
BV taking on Vista Del Lago. Tomorrow night, 7:15, 7:05 is our airtime right here on BV Live Sports.
Well, just to highlight the significance of that game, as of the state rankings that came out on Monday, Vista Del Lago ranked 34th in the state. Bella Vista ranked 41st in the state. So only 7 spots between the two programs. So it should be a great match.
Now we've got a bit of a delay. It looks like all 3 officials are going to gather here. Or at least 2 of them are going to converse. Scott Hackman is coming over to get an explanation. Not sure exactly what was going on there, but now we'll get the draw following Julia's 5th goal of the game. And the Broncos are just going to get possession here.
So something Woodcreek did incorrect on that draw to give the Broncos possession.
Julia sitting on 95 for her career, 5 goals tonight. Thomas tries to get around Klug. Gets free. The sophomore sensation. Now pass, looking for Janeway. Presley Rocker Hooper controls. A little too tall for Thomas. Ball still loose. Woodcreek had it for a moment with Larissa Sandoval. That one's still loose. Broncos trying to secure possession here. Near the sideline and a whistle. Looks like it'll stay with Woodcreek. Rylan Harris will bring it in. Flings it. Intercepted. Regan Silvers playing cornerback. Out front, here come the Broncos. Floating a pass inside, right out in front.
She got hit right in the head. That's got to be a yellow card coming up here. Wow, no card on that? Wow. She got hit right in the side of the head.
Doesn't seem to be affected by it. Lauren
No.
Watt's going to take the shot. Juan will swing and take the shot. That one goes wide. .720 and counting, or close to 720. Broncos still in possession. Thomas. Thomas looking to make a move here. Double team. They know to double team her. She'll send it back over to Hackman. Loose ball scooped up by Woodcreek. Ryland Harris. Collision. Loose ball. She can pick it up. Keep the restart going. McCarthy. She's got help right out in front of the goal. Loose ball trickling wide. Regan Silvers will pick it up for BV.
Much better on defense that time.
Danny Janeway with the on the receiving end of the contact. She will bring it in. Here is You Know Who. Stays with Bella Vista. Need to give her the room now for the restart. Thomas. Right out in front, Silvers. Loose ball. Thomas bats it back out. Controlled by Silva. And Silva draws a foul.
Top of the fan here, it looks like. Yep, 12 meter.
Silvers. Silvers weaving her way through. Now takes a shot. Score!
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
So for Regan, that's number 4. Broncos doing a better job with possession here in the fourth quarter.
They're doing better all the way around. I mean, that was not quite a fast break that Woodcreek had there, but the defense did much better to get set and handle that. That was impressive. That was a good adjustment they made in between quarters. And on the offensive side, a lot of those passes, crossing passes right in front of the goal, they're getting tighter and more accurate every time.
Woodcreek, by the way, Woodcreek and Bella Vista, both their last games were against Oakmont. Bella Vista a week ago, and Woodcreek beat them 20-13, but beat them by a touchdown on Monday. Woodcreek will next be in action this Monday, the 31st. They will be hosting Rio Americano for those of you out in Roseville that may be watching us. Welcome, of course, to our broadcast. Busy week, actually. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week. The Timberwolves will be in action. Broncos with the possession. Regan Silvers. This ball can be scooped up here. Winds up in the possession of Julia Thomas. Janeway. Janeway gets free. She's already got one, and she draws the foul.
She's going to get a nice look there from the fan.
There's a shot.
Oh.
And that just goes wild to the outside. 4:20 to go. This one comes out of bounds.
It's going to go back to Bella Vista if they can retrieve the ball. It just continues to roll here.
The old Rawhide theme, rolling. For those of you too young to remember, Google it, Rawhide. I'm only aware of the reruns. Thomas picks it up. She's free. She's going to draw a shot from the 8-meter line. She had 6 against Woodcreek in the opener. This would be number 6 if she can find the net. Waiting for the whistle. Julia Thomas closed off, looking to pass. Try to get it to Silvers.
They're really working that pass. I mean, and that time the pass was, again, it just keeps getting closer and closer to being ready, and I got to think they're practicing that for tomorrow night.
Well, with a lead, you have the 7-goal lead with 3 minutes to go. That's the stuff you want to work on.
Yeah, why not?
Regan Silvers will take a shot from the 8-meter line. In on goal, she'll spike that one. Lopez with the save. Broncos come up with it. Whistle. Lauren Wan had it. Thomas. Thomas in front. She scores! And there's the sock trick for Julia Thomas.
First it was the hat, now it's the sock. Just a little over 2 minutes left here. 8-point lead.
Just like she did in the opener, 6 goals for Julia Thomas.
Oh, and a yellow card's being awarded here on Woodcreek. Actually looks like 2 players are coming out.
Yikes.
Number 9, that's Ruby Peck.
And that came after the goal, so the only thing that could have happened there was words.
Uh-huh. Number 12. No, there. So just number 9, just Ruby on the yellow card.
Paige Hackman, Leah Klug will take the draw.
They're down 2 players. I think, I'm not sure. I'd have to look, but I think Georgia Varon might have just been kicked out of the game. Number 6. Because I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players, and there should be 11, plus the goalie's 12. And only 1 in the box. And when 6 came off, she took her gear off, her eye protection.
This one will go to Woodcreek.
Clock hits 2 minutes in the game.
Hackman comes up with it.
And now you're starting to see frustration mount for the Timberwolves.
You can see the reaction from Leah Klug.
Yep, very natural.
Morgan had it for a second. Now picked up by Woodcreek. 1:27 to go.
Oh, wow. They're going to call Paige Martin for that and give Addie Strong, I think, a shot from the 8-meter, but
Yep.
Again, that looked like a fairly clean play. I wasn't there, though.
Addie Strong, right side. A couple of goals tonight already. She'll charge in. And Elsie Ballard equal to the task there. One goes out of bounds.
Nice job. Really nice job.
Should stay with Woodcreek, I believe.
No, Bella Vista.
Broncos.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll take it.
Must have deflected off of, or maybe it hit the pipe and went out of bounds.
Could have. Now we're under a minute. Feeling
Here's
pretty
Regan
good.
Silvers. Silvers weaving her way through. She'll bounce a shot. She got that one.
Yep, that went in.
Okay.
It was in and out, but it went in.
Killers on that one and couldn't really
I
tell.
saw the net move. It did one of those bounced in and out, but it went in, so it's a goal.
So for Silvers, that's her 5th.
And with 45 seconds left, if you're the Broncos now, you start to take that collective sigh of, okay, we got this in the bag now.
So that's goal number 109 for the career of Regan Silvers. 5 goals tonight. Came in at 104. So Julia could get number 100 tomorrow. Regan could get number 110. Silvers comes up with that one on the draw. She says, Julia's got 6 tonight. I want 6. Collision. You stop the clock with 30 seconds to go. It's going to stay with Bella Vista. Looks like it.
I mean, it looked like Regan got hit in the head. Yeah, by Addie Strong, and she's going to come with the penalty.
She's going to come out now. Wow.
I mean, she just got whacked right in the head.
She's done for the night, but there's only 30 seconds to go.
And typically when you see this, George, now you're just starting to see frustration, right? I mean, that's the penalties are starting to mount. Yellow cards are starting to mount, and that's just frustration.
We've seen it in boys' games where they've actually, when things get really chippy at about this stage, they just wave off the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to bring it in. Here's Regan Silvers. And it could just be that the Broncos are going to just pass this out and let the clock expire.
Well, that would be the smart thing to do here.
And Silvers is just coming all the way back. There's no over and back in girls lacrosse. There is in boys. And so Silvers is just trying to let the clock run out, has the ball deflected away. And she'll just hold on to it here as the final seconds are going to tick off. A 5-goal night for Regan Silvers, 6 goals for Julia Thomas. The two of them combined for 11. Couple of more goals. The Broncos win this one 13-4. Got a little dicey at times, but for the Broncos, it was a win, and that's what you needed.
Yeah, I mean, it just really good effort, just overall, just really, really solid effort. And you know, I if I were to summarize it, I'd say had 3 really good quarters, and then we had 1 quarter there that was a little not as good. So certainly we'll need to tidy that up. Unfortunately, no practice. We're right back to playing here tomorrow night, so they're going to have to really have some good warm-ups and some good post-game talk here and get settled. But overall, really, really good job, really solid. Anytime you see a team, I mean, this Woodcreek team is solid, and when you start to see the frustration mounts, you know, the just straight-up sticks to the head sort of a thing late in the game, you frustrated a team, and that's something to be proud of as well.
So 13 goals tonight in a 13-4 win over Woodcreek. The game to start the season was 15-11. Now the sights can set on a big test tomorrow night against Vista del Lago. Vista del Lago taking on West Park, which is relatively new to the lacrosse game.
Yep.
It was either last year or the year before was their first ever season. West Park was 0-19 last year, but they got a couple of wins this year already, so that's got their program moving in the right direction. But Vista del Lago should win that one, and that one's happening right now as we speak. And we will see the Lady Eagles here tomorrow night at Bella Vista. That's just going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one of the big things for should mention now, you still have to play Christian Brothers again, but the way that the Broncos are playing, top 2 teams out of this league qualify to the playoffs with a win tonight over Woodcreek. That not guarantees, but almost all but guarantees that these Broncos are going to be going to the playoffs this year for, I don't know if that's the first time ever or first time in a long time, certainly. So that's something to celebrate, but a lot of work left to be done, and would really like to get a win against a very talented Vista del Lago team at home tomorrow night.
With the win, the Broncos move to 9-0 on the season, and they are now 7-0 in Capital Valley Conference play. Woodcreek falls to 6-2, and they fall to 6-3, and they are 5-3 in Capital Valley Conference play. So that's where the records stand. Vista del Lago, they were 7-2 going into tonight's game, and they, in fact, it is now a final. They beat West Park by a score of 20-2.
That's about what I thought it would be, so it's pretty good. Looks like we're getting Coach Hackman set up down here, on the field.
So there is Coach Hackman. Let's make sure we have the right microphone. Scott, how are you?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
We can hear you just fine as long as you can hear us.
Oh, what a win, fellas. What a win.
Well, give us your thoughts on it. 11 goals combined, Julia Thomas and Regan Silvers.
Okay.
Continue to do their job.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it started with the draw for all 3 of our middies, played fantastic. And those girls, I mean, they were finding the net. I mean, against a really solid, as you saw, super physical defensive team. Oh, man, they came to play. I just can't say enough of these kids, man. Like, there was a period in that third quarter where I was thinking that, it could go up or down. You never know. And the girls stayed strong. They stayed strong. They did it all. I did nothing. It was wonderful.
There was kind of that run that Woodcreek was putting together, trying to get back in the game, but once you shifted into that fourth quarter, it's like you took control back.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. We were working hard. One of our focus areas was to just go with a tight cradle because we knew they would be physical at the point of attack on the checks, and I thought the girls did a good job with that. This team, I mean, their head coach, Mike, he's a fantastic guy, and his daughter played fantastic too, but he wasn't here, so we knew we had to jump on him early, and we did. That was the team. I mean, we're with us and Woodcreek. We're vying for that playoff spot. So Woodcreek is just so good, and we had to take it to them. We had to start fast, and lucky we did because it was a tight second half.
And I think you mentioned this at the start of our conversation, but certainly the draw circle was an important aspect of the game tonight.
Yeah, it was. I mean, if you win the draw and you keep possession, obviously, Captain Obvious there, but if you keep possession, you play well. And it also starts more than that. It lets our defense get settled a little bit. They extended well, and the redefend, I mean, Liv Silva, Lauren, I mean, everybody, they did so good. That was one of their best games I've seen them play on the redefend. Woodcreek, held the ball a little bit too long, gave them time to get some of those checks and steals. I just can't say enough of these players for Bella Vista. They all played fantastic. LC did great in goal. I really wanted to get Story in there at the end, but I mean, when your goalie is playing like LC was playing, you just gotta stick with the hot hand.
Right,
so she did great
with it. Yeah. All right. So now the focus shifts. Not much time. No rest for the weary, right? Vista del Lago tomorrow night. What are your thoughts?
I mean, our thoughts are going to be more of the same with the draw circle. I mean, they come in with Bella and they come in with Shay. They're going to dominate. I mean, they're just going to be so fun to watch, and they're going to be really fun to compete against. I'm sure Coach Jordan had a good game against Rio probably today, and Vista del Lago is going to come in, and they're going to take no prisoners, and it's going to be a battle for basically number 1 seed in the CVC. So, I mean, what more can you ask for as a group?
Well, I think one of the things that we can ask for is for the entire Bella Vista community to fill the stands tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. And by the way, for the teachers, I mean, I think we had like 20 teachers here
Yeah.
tonight. I heard them all cheering, and I mean, that's just so fun. All the girls were talking. They saw their teachers. Seeing them outside of their school was really fun. So, yeah, let's pack it tomorrow night. It's going to be beautiful. Thursday night lacrosse game.
All right. Well, Scott, congratulations on the win. We will talk to you tomorrow night and go up against Vista Del Lago.
Yep. We'll see you tomorrow, and thanks, fellas, for all you do. As always, you're the best.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Scott. We appreciate it. And so there is Scott Hackman, the head coach of the Bella Vista Broncos, and they'll be going up against against Vista Del Lago tomorrow night. So again, taking a look at some of the final numbers in the game tonight. The sock trick for Julia Thomas, 6 goals, 96 for her career. So she will get the next. She'll get to the next level possibly tomorrow night. 4 goals tomorrow night, and she gets to 100. Regan Silvers with her first goal tomorrow will be at 110 for her career. She had 5 tonight, so that was really special for her as well. Danny Janeway also found the back of the net, as did Paige Hackman. So those were the other 2 to score. 11 of the 13 goals were Silvers or Thomas, and then Hackman and Janeway kind of helped dot the exclamation point, if you will.
Yeah, but again, you mix it up, and that makes that is going to fluster Vista Del Lago tomorrow night a little bit. I'm very hopeful of that. I just think that when you have that many offensive weapons, that it tends to make a difference and makes it a little bit harder to defend.
So Vista Del Lago, they were in action tonight as well, and they took care of West Park by a score of, I think it was 20-2. That was our final score for that one, and so we'll see what happens tomorrow night. And then West Park's going to be here on Friday for the Friday night game. But yeah, we would like to see a lot of people out here tomorrow night to fill the stands, get this place rocking. I don't know if the band teacher might be watching and wants to get the band out here. That would be
sure.
Cool.
I mean, many students as you could get out here and make it a little rowdy and rowdy rooters a little bit. That would be great.
This is the game tomorrow night is going to be for first place in the Capital Valley Conference. Vista Del Lago is also undefeated in the Capital Valley Conference. They, as we mentioned, they were 20-2 winners today. They moved to 8-2 on the year, 6-0 in the Capital Valley Conference. Bella Vista's 7-0, so they've played one more conference game, but still, neither team has lost. So it really is. Whoever wins tomorrow is going to have first place. There will be a rematch later on in the season, but the top 2 teams from the Capital Valley Conference will make the playoffs.
Correct.
And right now, that appears to be Vista Del Lago and Bella Vista.
Yep.
BV does need to win. If they are not able to get over Vista Del Lago, they do need to win all those other league games.
Correct.
And that's what they're doing, and they're doing pretty impressively.
Yeah, I mean, they've been fairly dominant overall. And, there was a moment there tonight where you go, ooh, okay, Woodcreek's starting to come. But you never really were in fear that they were going to lose. The score get close, sure, but never that maybe they were going to lose. And so that's kind of how the season's been. So hopefully we can keep that up tomorrow night. That'd be fantastic.
13-4 is a 9-goal difference. So this is only the 4th time this year that Bella Vista has won by single digits. Most of the other games have been by double digits and 12 or more. So we're expecting that if they can beat Vista tomorrow, that's going to be by single digits as well.
Yeah, I think
possibly
so.
By 1 single digit.
Yes,
We'll
yes.
see how that works out. So join us tomorrow night. We will be taking the air at 7:05. The Broncos will be taking on the Eagles of Vista Del Lago. 7:05 p.m. is our start time. 7:15 is the opening draw. So we hope you join us for all the action there. I want to say thanks to our crew, our camera operator Charlie Keogh, and our producer Marlo Mosier. Now for Aaron Keogh, I'm George Tharlson. Have a great night, everyone. Broncos win this one, and we will see you tomorrow.